Hey guys, welcome back to this channel. I am Darian. Some of you have wondered and asked, why do good people finish last? I want to say that I believe that good people actually don't finish last. You know who I believe finish last is good people who lack boundaries. We have been indoctrinated to believe that to be a good person, you have to be so overly nice and accept all kind of things in your life. You have to be agreeable with everything that everybody brings into your life. This may sting a little bit, but to be honest, that does not necessarily mean that you're a good person. What it may mean is that you may lack clear boundaries in your life. You may be somebody that struggles with people pleasing and wanting to be liked, and you probably have to work on finding your voice in life. And what I mean by that is being willing to say, I am not putting up with this. Being willing to say, I have had enough. This is not a behavior that I am willing to tolerate being done by other people to me in my life experience. Now, I'm not here to say that you're not good at all. We all believe that we're good in some way or another, but I do genuinely believe that there are just some good people out here. And a lot of times those good people are hurt, are used, are not treated right because we have this belief that just being good just means you can't have any boundaries or you can't speak up for yourself or this or that. The more I have gotten older, I have realized that being good is not just being agreeable. Being good is not just doing what everybody wants you to do so that you can be liked. Being good means that you are looking out for the greater good of those around you. Your motives and your intentions towards yourself and others are pure. So I just wanted to put that there because I have seen a lot of people believe that they're good, and I'm not saying that they're all bad or whatever, but to genuinely be a good person comes from your heart, because your heart will bring forth what you speak and the actions and the things that you do in your life. Now, let's get to the other part of this, which is you have to have boundaries. You may very well be a good person, but you still feel like you're finishing last. Look at the relationships or the connections that you've had in your life and how you have handled them. When there's something that is done that you don't like, what do? Do you just keep quiet and allow those things to continue to go on? Or do you address it head on, even if it means you may not be able to be friends or talk to these people for a while, whether it's whatever, family, friends, coworkers, people at school? Do you just allow things to just float on by because you feel like you may miss out on an opportunity, or you feel like these people won't speak to you again? If that is the case, that can be unhealthy because you now sacrifice your own peace. You now sacrifice your own happiness and self-respect and all these things for the sake of people who are not treating you right. And yes, that does feel like you're finishing last. I used to be that person that had good intentions, and I still have good intentions and work towards being a good person, but I felt like I was finishing last because I did not have boundaries in my life. I was taught and indoctrinated, just like most people are, is that you just have to be nice to people. Yes, it's good to be kind to people, but just being nice to people and agreeing with everything they say and do, that is not wise. And I do understand that everybody is on their journey and at different places in their life. But when I got to the point where it was like enough was enough, something has to change, and I started to implement boundaries in my life. I no longer was feeling like I am just this good person that's getting ran over. Actually, what happened was the very people that I had to stand up to, because they had very narcissistic like actions, they were given very narcissistic like treatment to me. I'm not saying that that's what they are, but I'm just saying the way that they were treating me and some of the behaviors that they were trying to get away with with me being in their lives. Once I started to stand up to that and was like, no, if you're going to be in my life, you're going to have to take accountability for this. You're not going to do this to me. You're not going to manipulate, gaslight, all these different things. Then all of a sudden, I was looked at as a villain. But guess what? Doesn't matter if you're the villain in their story. There's so many other stories out here, and you have your own story. So if in your life you choose to live by their story and you're okay with that treatment, then you can go and be with that treatment. But if you want to be a good person who does not finish last, you're going to have to speak up for yourself. You're going to have to say, no, enough is enough. You're going to have to set clear boundaries in your life so that people don't feel that they can come in and just ruin things and take things from here to there, and you just can't even keep up because everybody has come in and done what they have done. No more of that. Nobody wants to feel bad about themselves. Nobody wants to feel used and treated any kind of way. And sometimes you may actually have to be the villain in somebody else's story for the sake of you having your peace and not finishing last. If you allow everyone to just come in and take advantage of you and do whatever they want to do in your life, you are going to feel like at least you're finishing last. But what I have found is that, one, we all go through things in life, but if you are genuinely a person who is doing things from a good place, that your motives are pure and good, you should be living a very blessed life. Again, it doesn't mean that you won't go through things, but you should be seeing things work out in your favor, okay? One of the scriptures I love and I even try to live by is, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. So you should be seeing all kinds of things going on in your life where things are working out for you, where God is making things happen for you because he knows that your intentions and your heart in life are good. A person operating from bad intentions and just out here just doing bad to people is going to have that come back to them, even if it doesn't come back to them right away. So you have to know that if you're a good person, good things should be happening to you also, and good things will happen for you, but you have to also rise up and take accountability for your life. Yes, I was having good things back then happen in my life when I was not taking accountability and all these things, but I went through a lot of emotional turmoil and things that I did not have to go through alongside in my life the good things, because I personally lacked boundaries. I allowed people in my life that did not really care for me, that did not have my best interests at heart. So that caused more emotional stress and turmoil that could have been avoided. I want to remind you that good people do not finish last. It is the good people who lack boundaries and who do not stand up for what they should be standing up for in their lives that may feel like they finish last. You may have a good heart, but you cannot force somebody else to see that you have a good heart. You may have a good heart and you may do good things for other people, but you cannot force somebody else to see that and be like, I want to be a good person back to this person. Either they're going to do it or they're not going to do it. And if they're going to do it, it's going to come from what is in their heart. When you realize you cannot force anybody to love you, it makes life more black and white, because you can just operate from knowing that how somebody is treating you is how they feel about you in their heart. And I know it may hurt. I know that this reality may not be easy to swallow in peace for some people watching this, but one thing I found is that when I got real with things in my life, things got better. And I was able to make progress from having that knowledge in my life. Let me touch on this also. Another thing that may help is that a lot of times when I felt like I was being a good person, a lot of the things that I was doing, the good things that I was doing, was not from the right motive. It was from a place of people pleasing. It was from a place of wanting to be liked, not wanting to feel rejected. It was from a place of just wanting to be agreeable. And I had to just dim myself down, trying to people please and run behind people and make sure they're happy, even though you're not happy. That does not make you a good person. Tolerating anything just because you can does not make you a good person. So you have to look at it from the right perspective. Yes, you may be a good person. But generally speaking, doing those things does not mean that you're a good person. So it may actually take you having to undo some of those toxic mindsets that you may have been brought up with, or even some things we may just come up on our own. We may just do things because we may be lacking something, because we may be looking for something. And it's usually in the wrong people when we go looking for things, when you're still broken or whatever. But you have to be willing to make those changes in your life so that you're seeing the results that you want to see. I'm okay with being looked at as a villain by other people. One, because I have my happiness. Okay, I feel like my mind is right now. I'm not just running behind people because I want to be accepted and liked and treated any kind of way because I want to be accepted and liked by people. I have my peace because I have boundaries in my life. So if that means that I have to be perceived as a villain by certain people, that's is genuinely okay with me because I know the intentions and the posture and the purity of my heart. I know that when I'm operating from each and every day, my motives are coming from a right place. Even if I have to say no to somebody for doing something, they're going to say no to me. They don't want to do something. So people are going to look out for their own best interest. And so I advise that you also look out for your own interests. I'm not saying be selfish, but I'm saying that if it's between you and another person, you have to understand that in order to be available to other people, you have to make sure that you are straight and that you are together. Once I started to switch that in my life, everybody else, they're going to look out for themselves. Most people are going to look out for themselves anyway. So once I start to look out for myself, and then from that place where I'm full, I'm pouring from, I started to thrive from that place versus me doing any and everything and being agreeable to what everybody wants me to do for them. And then now trying to fill myself back up with the emptiness that I'm left after helping everybody else. No, not interested. Not interested anymore. So I thank you so much, guys, for tuning into this video. I am about to go. And, you can be a good person and not finish last. You just need to have boundaries in your life. And you don't need to be tolerating any and everything from anybody. You can do whatever you choose to do in your life. It is your life. But if you're looking to not be feeling like you're finishing last and everybody's getting over on you, you have to use wisdom and having boundaries and protecting your space. Protect your life. Protect who is coming in and out. Protect who is speaking to you, how they're speaking to you, what they're saying to you, what they're doing to you. All right, so thank you so much for tuning into this video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.